Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today we'll talk about the different type of barbells you can find in a gym and how to use them. We'll start with the first two down. These are normal training barbells you will find in normal gym. As you can see, this one is 30mm diameter shaft. This is 28, I think. This is more stiff than this barbell. They're good for bench press, overhead press, bent over row, squat, deadlift, all the normal lift you can do in the gym. Usually most of them, they should have some center knurling, if you can see. That's good for back squats so the bar doesn't slip from your back. Usually the shaft material is not high quality. Some of them they will whip, like this bar is 28mm, so it will whip more than normal. And they're not really good for really heavy weight. The sleeve, most of them they have bush type. There's rotation on these barbells, they're not really important. Next is the powerlifting barbells. Usually they have all 29mm diameter shaft, or depends on the federation. But they have a higher quality end shaft material. They call them the stiff bar. They provide minimum whip for the squat and the deadlift and the bench press. They have usually a sharper knurl as well. The knurling is really sharp for the grip. They all should have some center knurling here for the back squat. Same with the sleeve. The construction is most of them they have bush type because rotation on this barbell is not really important as long as the sleeve turn. Recommended, same use for bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press. The top one is the Olympic lifting bar for clean and jerk and snatch. Now this bar is a bit different. The shaft is a bit thinner. This is 28mm shaft. The shaft is higher quality end and it provides more whip as per the lift for the clean and snatch. That's what the lift requires. A little bit different from these barbells. If you can notice as well, there's no center knurling here for the clean. When you clean the bar rests on your upper chest. So if there's any knurling, it will rip off your skin. The difference between this bar and the rest of them is the sleeve construction. This one has more precision bearing inside, which means it has much more smoother sleeve rotation. Because of the lift, you start with the barbell from here, from the ground, you spin your hand up. You want the weight actually to spin around the bar very nice and smooth. Next, we'll move to the specialty barbells. Start with the deadlift bar. If you notice, this one have a very thinner diameter shaft. This is 27mm diameter shaft, and it's a little bit longer. So from between the sleeve from here to here is 10cm longer than normal bar. The reason being is for it gives you a much better flex, so it's easier on the deadlift, on heavier weight. It have a very sharp knurling usually, and as you can see, there's no center knurling because it's not needed. It's only a deadlift bar. The shaft grade is really high grade material as well, so it can sustain a very high weight. The sleeve construction on this barbell is usually very basic. There's an OK deadlift bar. It's just a straight sleeve. There's no bushing, there's no bearing, because the rotation is not really important in deadlift. As long as the sleeve can turn, it's not stuck, you're good. The next bar is the squat bar, which I don't have one here, but in general there are longer than normal bar. Diameter shaft is 32mm because they can take much more weight and they need minimum amount of whip. They will flex, but there's minimum amount of whip on the end of the plates. Most of them, they have a full center knurling, so you have a better grip on your back, especially those guys are massive, you know, the power lifters. It's 25 kilo barbell usually. Now we will move to the next closest bar for a straight bar in the specialty barbells. The first one here is the bow bar. This is a great barbell for back squat, bench press, overhead press. Now why there is a curve in it? If you notice when you do a back squat, if you put your hands here, your wrist naturally want to be in that kind of a angle. Your wrist don't want to be up here straight. Your wrist want to be at an angle. So this bar, when you hold it from here, it provides a very natural grip for your wrist. It's easy on the shoulder, and the curve in it sits perfectly on your shoulders. On the shoulder spine, it sits very nice. You feel the bar connected to your upper back, not only as a straight bar, where it sits only in the little portion, unless you shove yourself and you do like a low bar squat. This bar is really great for back squat if someone have some shoulder issue or you want to relax your shoulder a little bit. Same, this bar sleeve is not really important, same as for rotation, so most of them have bush type sleeve. The next bar on top here is the cambered bar, the small cambered bar. This bar is mainly used for bench press and for bent over rows or seal row to avoid the bench. If you notice, the cambered is only in the middle. So actually you can hold the bar here when you're benching, and this will create a deficit in the bench press. So you can't get the lift from here, so you need to work on deficit on your lift. So this bar provide that. So you can go actually a little bit more range of motion down, and then you can press up. Same with the seal row. If you're doing seal row on a bench, this offset from here to here gives you this clearance to clear the bench and actually have more range of motion. We move to the next specialty barbell, which is the safety squat bar. It's designed to be very easy on the shoulder, so you don't have to actually grip the bar on top. You just hold the handles from here. It is great for back squat, box squat, good morning, Hatfield squat. You realize that this bar will make your upper back work overtime because you can't really squeeze the bar down, same as you're doing with the normal barbell for back squat. Because you're holding from here, you can really get really tight on the upper back. back. So you realize when you're doing squat with this bar, when you're from down and trying to go up, if you don't know how to push with your shoulder up on this barbell, you're gonna end up in really bad good morning position. This bar is great if it's designed properly. So when you put this bar on your back, this offset is supposed to bring back the weight to a normal back squat position. Some barbell, if you see, they have a little bit longer offset from here, throws all the balance off in that lift. So you see people struggling actually with the lift. The other great barbell from this type is the transformer bar from Kabuki Strength, where you can actually adjust the sleeve height and position in like angles. So you can adjust for front squat, back squat. And usually these barbell are heavy, so this is a 42 kilo bar because it's a solid construction, one piece. The next bar is this is my custom made bar. It's a giant bow cambered bar combination. We have the bow from here. It sits much nicer on your back, on your shoulder spine as well. A longer knurling, so you have more grip on your upper back. The offset from the cambered is way bigger than any normal bar as this one. So it brings down the weight here. It's very hard on your upper back because you can't really squeeze down, so you're holding from the side. You learn how to squeeze this way. This bar, they call it the king for the good morning. It also works for back squat and box squat, and mainly used for good morning. And one more note is why we use these different barbells is the progression. In powerlifting, say for example, if someone you want to relax your shoulder a little bit, you start with this bar. That's the most easiest on the shoulder because you grip it from here. You do a few weeks. You progress again to the safety squat bar, which is you go with your hands in here. Same, always relaxing your shoulder. Then from that, after a few weeks, you go to the bow bar, which becomes a little bit more closer to the Olympic lifting bar. You do that for a few weeks, and then at the end, you go back to the straight bar. That's how the progression from the easiest on the shoulder to the hardest one on the shoulder. Next, we have the trap bar here. This is a great bar for deadlift. It's a bit different than normal bar because the grip is neutral, as you can see. So you hold the bar in neutral grip. This is great for beginners to learn the bar pathway, and actually you go inside the bar so you can adjust your feet in, back, forward to get the proper position. You can see there's two handles. There's one elevated, one normal with the weights. So it actually acts as a block pull or normal deadlift. And this bar is great because it mimics the frame carry for strongman. And some models, they have more different variety as well. Some they have a fat grip from here. Some they have an open type so you can go in and out easy. Some they have the built-in jack. There's so many variations, but it's a great bar to have. The next set of specialty barbell, we have the axle bar. We have the empty one and the full solid type. This is a strongman implement. It's great for bench press and overhead press, biceps curl because of the fat grip. Now, if you have a big hand, this bar will feel much, much nicer than normal Olympic bar because you actually squeeze the bar when you're doing the lift. The empty axle, it's easy for beginners. It's lightweight, 11 kilo only, so it's really nice to get an introduction for axle work. The solid bar, this is a 35 kilo. It's indestructible barbell basically. Some people like to back squat with this bar as a strongman implement because it doesn't flex or whip or nothing. It's just solid bar. Okay, so these axes are for strongman lift, which is the axle clean and press. It's a little bit harder than normal barbell because obviously the diameter is bigger. This is 50 millimeter diameter shaft. Full construction, there's no rotating sleeve here. Some even axes, they bolt on the weights with the shaft, so it becomes as a unit, as one piece. It's really, really hard because anytime you rotate, you have to rotate the bar in your hand. It is a great bar to work on your grip, on your forearms, and overall strength. The next one is the football bar. Some they call it Swiss bar. There's so many different types and shape of this barbell. This is the one I designed. So the handles here, if you see, they're at an angle, mainly 15-degree angle. That's where actually if you're benching and if you keep your elbow at 45 degree, that's where your wrist like to be. It doesn't like to be on a straight bar. It likes to be at a little bit at an angle. So it's very good. Someone have a shoulder pain, this will ease on the shoulder. And you have different spacing as well to accommodate for different frame athletes. You can use this bar also for bent over row. You can go from here, or you can actually flip the bar and then you have like an open wide grip. And it's good for triceps extensions or hammer curls. Usually these bars are 20, 25 kilo, depends on the manufacturer as well. Last but not least, we have the bamboo bar or earthquake bar. This is a rehab bar, also work on your stabilizing muscles. It's used with rubber band. There's so many different variations as well from this bar. Bamboo, earthquake, as well there's a tsunami bar where you can actually load the plates on the bar. So it's mainly used for rehab or prehab or get your stabilizers working. It is used in overhead press, bench press, incline press, back squat as well. It's a great bar to have in the gym as well. That's it for this video. Hope it helps, and if you like it, please like and subscribe and share. See you in the next one.